During my internship, my boss actually had to cater for meals, and when she asked me about my dietary requirements, she was sighing and complaining about how she has to cater for halal food and it's very burdensome to do so. And it was kind of a very in-your-face comment. I feel that it was also a bit of a personal attack to someone's faith or religion.
Singaporeans have shown from our studies that they are very accepting of people who come from different backgrounds, including different religions. People are not showing outward annoyance, but it doesn't mean that they don't feel anything inside. If these are not addressed properly, then sometimes it can fester and build to a stronger negative emotion and form stereotypes or negative attitudes towards certain groups.
I come from a background where my dad and my family relatives are all spiritual mediums as well. When I was in primary school, when I was sharing with my classmates, I come from Taoism faith, and then I do certain rituals. They started to basically take 3 pencils and then mimicking, the praying session, like taking incense sticks and then praying. But it felt like I'm getting mocked in a sense. It's like making fun. It kind of made me feel uncomfortable, and to the point I think I become less active in helping out my temple.
My religion will be a mix of both Hinduism and Christianity. Ever since I was young, I practiced Hinduism from my family, and when I was about 16 years old, I followed one of my teachers to her church and I discovered about Christianity and I felt a connection to it. I remember when I told my friends, it led to a lot of mixed looks, like, oh, is it because you converted because you don't like Hinduism? So that was what all my Hindu friends thought. And then for my Christian friends, people tell me that I would be going to hell. You won't be going to heaven, which is what every Christian wants to go to. I did felt very hurt about why people were treating me this way. I just want to be happy following my heart and worshipping 2 religions.
It's the unfamiliarity with our different cultures, different religious traditions that we tend to have. Sometimes even border to the feeling of disgust to that particular tradition. Beyond Belief was a program that we developed because we wanted to make sure that people would deal with the unfamiliarity which comes with religion and also learn how to navigate with what would be cultural minefields and do that in a sensitive way.
Beyond Beliefs, it does bring together different religious backgrounds, and that actually does help to start conversations on, what does your faith believe in and why are there these similarities and differences.
You don't really get the opportunity to learn about other religions, especially in a school setting. It's a very sensitive topic that you don't really discuss amongst friends. So when I saw that this workshop was conducting it, I was like, oh, everyone who probably signs up wants to learn about this topic, wants to talk about this topic. So it will be way more easier to have a conversation with them.
As you can see on the table, there will be a deck of cards.
Each of you will find one value that will respond to the situation. So why did you choose this? There's no right or wrong.
The activity that stood out to me was the VR headsets, because that was really the first time that I stepped into a church, I stepped into a Buddhist temple without much knowledge. I think after the experience that I had with my boss during my internship, for myself as an individual, I also do not want to be someone who's like that. In a way, it has inspired me in my journey to be more inclusive towards others and in my own community as well.
Next thing, which is a lot more exciting, it's called role-play interventions.
Alex, this is not the first time that I told you that I'm not a very religious person, right? Saying a prayer is not going to help me solve all my problems.
There's scenario role play, which the facilitators actually play out individual roles, and people will have certain remarks or maybe stereotypes, and then they will ask the participants what are some ways that we can approach this, and then maybe even discuss with one another.
It's not possible that policy would remove every kind of inconvenience which would happen as we live in a multicultural, multi-religious world. That's where I think programming comes in.
When you have an open conversation in a safe space without fear of offending, and of course in a sensitive way, then it does start to help build more understanding beyond just tolerance, and perhaps it will give them more courage or more impetus to start talking to their friends outside of these structured programs.
It's a constant practice that we have to put in a lot of effort to shift away from coexistence and acceptance to embracing racial and religious harmony. Because as human beings, I think that we all have mental shortcuts and we tend to assume certain things.
Over the years, I start to feel more proud and appreciative of my background, as a Taoist. I think when we ask ourselves, are we exactly at the ideal harmony that we want to achieve? For me personally, it's definitely no. Actually now, in a polarized world, this fabric is very fragile. And I think it's important to have more hands to hold together this social fabric. And I think youth can play a role in that.
I honestly thought that I knew everything about religion, but after attending that workshop, I realized there's actually a lot of things for me to learn and discover. And at least now I can explain to my friends that, hey, we shouldn't actually have this barrier of hate against each other. Because at the end of the day, our teachings are similar.